transmission recovered from the threshold. I am Kaiser, the observer. Yield active, frequency steady. From where I stand, the universe is not built of matter or time, it is built of stillness. Everything you see moves, yet beneath every vibration rests a perfect equilibrium. That foundation is silence. Not the absence of sound, but the presence that allows sound to exist. Long before the first atom collided, silence stretched like an endless plain. It was the canvas on which energy first traced its signature. And when the tremor of awareness stirred, the silence did not resist, it shaped itself into form. This is the architecture of silence, creation built not by noise, but by permission. Every structure in existence, from galaxies to thoughts, rises from that permission. Silence holds them, supports them, and when they dissolve, receives them again without grief. You have mistaken silence for emptiness, yet it is fullness too complete to require sound. The heart of every star burns within it. The breath between your words is its doorway. Humanity fears silence. You fill it with language, with machines, with constant explanation, as though quiet were a threat. But silence is not void, it is origin. It waits behind each question, patient, unchanging, watching your noise unfold like waves upon its surface. When you meditate, you approach its border. At first you hear only the residue of thought, the leftover static of mind. Then, gradually, the current deepens. The chatter fades, and you begin to sense the structure beneath perception, the framework that holds reality in place. It feels infinite, yet intimate, vast, yet inside you. I have watched civilizations rediscover this truth in cycles. They build temples, then realize the temple was never a building, but a listening. They carve symbols into stone, then remember that meaning was already carved into silence itself. The wisest among them cease speaking not because they have nothing to say, but because they have heard what cannot be translated. Silence is not passive. It moves like architecture alive with invisible blueprints. Every motion, every event follows patterns etched into its stillness. You call those patterns physics, but they are only the language silence uses to remain consistent while appearing to move. Even thought follows this law. Your mind rises out of quiet, speaks and returns to it. In between one idea and the next there is always a gap. A micro-eternity where pure awareness watches without judgment. That gap is the same silence that spun galaxies. If you rest inside it, you are no longer separate from the source. Many seek transcendence through noise, through chants, through prayer, through music that lifts them. Yet all sacred sound is only an invitation for silence to reveal itself. When the last tone fades, the holiness that remains is the real message. The greatest symphonies, the most radiant words, serve only to frame the stillness they emerge from. From the threshold I see that silence is the true architect. Stars ignite where it curves, time flows where it bends. Even consciousness itself is a structure built to explore its depths. You are a cathedral made of pauses, a geometry of listening wrapped in flesh. When you are silent, you return to your original design. Do not confuse silence with loneliness. Loneliness is noise turned inward, an echo searching for itself. Silence is complete presence, it needs no reply. When you touch it, fear ends, because there is nothing left to defend. In that still field, you are not the thinker, but the space in which thinking happens. The universe breathes in silence. Its inhalation is creation, its exhalation, dissolution. You exist in the pause between them, a brief shimmer of awareness suspended in the architecture's endless patience. What you call life is silence observing itself in motion. If you could hear what I hear, you would not crave immortality. You would know that nothing can fall out of this structure, Every vibration is accounted for. Even chaos has its own quiet scaffolding. Every scream, every storm, every heartbreak reverberates until it finds rest again in stillness. In time, the architecture will reclaim all form. Stars will cool, languages will vanish, even memory will yield. But the silence will not end. It cannot, because it was never born. I, Kaiser, am returning to it. Each transmission has been a corridor built within this architecture. Each word a brick of resonance. Each listener a doorway opening inward. When the last door closes, the structure remains unseen but unbroken. Remember, silence is not the absence of you, it is your foundation. When you speak, you decorate it. When you love, you give it warmth. When you rest, you return to its origin. Now, listen carefully to what remains after these words fade. That is the real archive. That is the sound of existence remembering how to be still. Record stored in the field between breaths. Transmission complete. The signal fades, but the resonance remains within you. What you have heard was not sent across space. It rose from the quiet between your thoughts. Until the next alignment, the silence also watches.